Welcome, learner, to our continuing lessons in human resource management. Today we are looking at motivation theories and practice of human resource management, where we are looking at classical theories of motivation, and we are looking at Douglas McGregor theory X and theory Y. Now, this Douglas McGregor is known for proposing theory X and theory Y, which are two assumptions about human nature, and theory X and theory Y on which are theory X and theory Y on how managers perceived and handled employee motivation. The theory X and the theory Y were developed by McGregor in the 1960s. And these theories have extensively been used to inform decisions in management and in human resource management. So what Douglas McGregor did, when it comes to theory X assumptions are the negative sides of the assumptions where some managers had the assumptions about workers. And theory Y is the positive side, according to McGregor, that there are some managers who made assumptions that, for example, in theory X, that employees are inherently lazy. And these employees may dislike work. These employees must be coerced to work. So when managers have that kind of a view about workers, then those supervisors or managers will handle employees with coercion or a dictatorial management style. But on the other side, where an organization, a supervisor or manager views employees with assumptions of theory Y, then the theory Y is the opposite of theory X. And in theory Y, it is presumed that individuals will even like to do work so long as the environment is created to have them to work effectively. And what Douglas McGregor proposed is that managers should emphasize on the theory Y assumptions to be able to create environments that help employees achieve their objectives. So we can have a look at theory Y and theory X, and then we see what were some of the assumptions that were made under theory X and theory Y. So here you have theory X assumptions. Theory X assumptions. Okay. Now, when it comes to theory X assumptions, as you have said, Lana, this is the positive side. Okay. This is theory Y, theory X. Theory X is the negative assumptions that supervisors or managers may have regarding workers. And what are some of these assumptions? What are some of these assumptions of theory Y? We have just indicated that in terms of a working environment, a manager may argue that the average worker is inherently lazy. So this kind of a manager makes an assumption that a worker is inherently lazy, for example. 2, dislikes work. 3, cannot take responsibility. 4, should be coerced. Should be coerced. So that means forced. should be coerced or forced to work, should be coerced or forced to work. 5, will avoid work at all options. So if an employee has an option to avoid work according to these assumptions, a manager assumes that this employee will avoid work at all options, at all options, or maybe opportunity. So these are the kind of assumptions, and these are not all the assumptions. These are some of the assumptions that were proposed by Douglas McGregor, that when you look at a work environment, there are some managers, and these managers may have this kind of assumptions about workers. And when they have this kind of assumptions about workers, then these kind of managers are likely to adopt what is called a dictatorial approach to managing these particular employees within the working environment. Then, on the other hand, there is now the theory X assumptions. Theory Y assumptions. Theory Y assumptions. Now, the theory Y assumptions, this was the negative. So theory Y is the positive side. And when it comes to the positive side, according to Douglas McGregor, employees, the average employee will work willingly. The average employee will work willingly. So what is important is for the management to create a conducive environment. So according to McGregor's theory, when it comes to the theory Y assumptions, what are some of these assumptions? One, workers can take initiative for their work. Two, workers are responsible so long as the right conditions are created. The right conditions are created. Workers will seek extra. Will take initiative and seek extra responsibilities. So what we are saying, Lana, if you look at the theory Y assumptions according to McGregor is arguing that this is the progressive side, and workers can be what is called highly ambitious. Creativity is inherent among the workforce and so on. So these are the issues. On the theory Y assumptions, if managers make an assumption that the average worker will take initiative for their work, the workers will be responsible so long as the right conditions are created. Workers will take initiative and seek extra responsibilities. Workers are highly ambitious. Workers are willing to be involved in decision making. And when it comes to performance, these employees are able to provide output. So what Mcgregor provided is that Douglas McGregor, as a note learner, Mcgregor indicated that it is the responsibility of management to create the right work environment, for employees to operate in. So according to Douglas McGregor, looking at theory X and theory Y, McGregor, Douglas recommended theory Y for progressive managers. So for motivation purposes, McGregor Douglas provided that managers who are progressive should be able to create a conducive environment, and once they create a conducive environment, the assumptions on which they should base decisions on regarding their workers could be the theory Y assumptions, and encourage employees to be able to perform. So those are the issues that surround the theory X and the theory Y assumptions in relation to a work environment. So we can go through this learner slowly again. We have looked at Douglas McGregor theory X and theory Y, and we have indicated that in the 1960s, Douglas McGregor is known for proposing two assumptions about human nature, and these two opposing assumptions were theory X and theory Y, and according to Douglas McGregor, these were the set of assumptions that managers perceived their subordinates or their work environments, and the kind of the managerial decisions they took were influenced by these assumptions. Then we have looked at theory X assumptions and indicated that the theory X assumptions were the negative assumptions that managers could make regarding their employees, and that would then influence the kind of management styles they adopted. And we have seen that the theory X assumptions may include: 1, average worker is inherently lazy; then 2, an average worker dislikes work; 3, an average worker cannot take responsibility for their actions within the work environment; and then 4, an average worker needs to be coerced in order to be able to work, and coercion here we have said is forced. And then number 5, an average worker will avoid work at all options or at any opportunity. So this then will make managers who are managing employees with this kind of a perspective to adopt a dictatorial or autocratic management style. So when workers are handled with that kind of a style, sometimes it may create challenges. So that is as far as the theory X assumptions are concerned. And when it comes to theory Y assumptions, this is the positive side. And the average worker, according to the managers who perceive workers this way: 1, workers can take initiative for their work; 2, workers are responsible so long as the right conditions are created for them; then 3, workers will take initiative and seek extra responsibilities; 4, average workers are highly ambitious; and 5, creativity can be inherent within workers or it can be cultivated. So those are the theory Y assumptions, a set of which some managers may perceive their subordinates and now be able to sometimes adopt what is called a democratic leadership style or management style to be able to get work done. And according to McGregor Douglas, It is the responsibility of management to create the right environment for employees to operate in, and Douglas McGregor highly recommended managers to increasingly adopt the theory Y approach to be able to create a democratic management style to be able to achieve both employee and organizational objectives and motivate workers to their level based in terms of performance. So Lana, before we finish, I want to leave you with an assignment. And your assignment for the lesson today is describe Douglas McGregor's theory Y, theory X, and theory Y. Theory Y as it is used in management. So Lana, this is your assignment. Describe Douglas McGregor's theory X and theory Y as it is used in management. So we have come to the end of our lesson today, where we were looking at Douglas McGregor, theory X and theory Y, and we have looked at the theory X assumptions and theory Y assumptions, and also your assignment. So thank you very much. We hope to meet in the next lesson.